The sun had just dipped behind the hills, leaving streaks of orange and purple painted across the sky. In the distance, the faint hum of crickets mixed with the creak of the old windmill on the Carter farm. It was a peaceful night, too peaceful. Inside the little farmhouse, Emily Carter wiped her hands on her apron as she finished clearing the dinner table. Across from her, Lily, her 8-year-old daughter, giggled softly as she tried to feed peas to the family's puppy, Max. Emily smiled at the sight, her heart softening. For Emily, these small moments were treasures. After years of hardship, deployments, loss, and the constant weight of being a soldier, this was the life she fought for. A quiet farm. A safe home. A place for her daughter to grow up free from fear. But fear has a way of finding even those who try hardest to avoid it. The trouble began small. At first, it was just kids, she thought. A fence knocked over. Eggs stolen from the coop. Tire tracks across the field. Emily chalked it up to bored teenagers. But then came the night she found spray-painted words on her barn wall. Weak. Alone. Easy. Lily had seen it before Emily could scrub it off. The little girl's brow furrowed. Mommy, what does it mean? Emily forced a smile, hiding the anger that churned inside her. It means someone's trying to scare us. But don't worry, sweetheart. They don't know your mom very well. Lily tilted her head, confused. Because you're strong? Emily kissed her forehead. Because I'll never let anyone hurt us. But deep down, Emily knew the truth. Bullies only stopped when confronted. And these weren't just kids pulling pranks. They were escalating. Testing her, the next day, Emily drove into town to speak with Sheriff Dobson. He was a stocky man, middle-aged, with a habit of brushing off things he didn't want to deal with. Sheriff, Emily said firmly, I've reported 3 incidents in 2 weeks. Last night they painted threats on my barn. What will it take before you do something? Dobson leaned back in his chair, chewing on a toothpick. Emily, look, these are just local boys. You know how they are. Full of beer and bad ideas. They'll get bored soon. Emily's jaw tightened. And if they don't? What if they hurt someone? What if they hurt my daughter? The sheriff sighed. I'll talk to their parents. That's all I can do. As Emily walked out, she felt the old instincts she had buried for years stir within her. She had trusted the system before, only to learn, time and again, that sometimes you had to be your own shield. This wasn't just about stolen eggs or graffiti anymore. This was about safety. About Lily. That night, in a dimly lit garage on the edge of town, Rick, the ringleader, laughed as he planned the next visit with his buddies. Rick was 21, arrogant, and mean-spirited. He hated how Emily had ignored him when he first tried to flirt months ago at the farmer's market. Farm girl thinks she's too good for me, he sneered, crushing a beer can in his hand. We'll show her she ain't untouchable. His friends chuckled nervously, but they followed him. He had a way of dragging them into his schemes. And tonight, his plan was simple, humiliate her. Trash the farm. Make her beg for mercy. Little did they know, they weren't walking into a helpless woman's home. They were walking straight into the lion's den. Back at the farm, Emily tucked Lily into bed. The little girl clung to her. Mommy, will they come back? Emily's voice softened. If they do, I'll be ready. Once Lily was asleep, Emily quietly pulled down the attic ladder. She climbed up, heart steady, and dragged out a dusty duffel bag. She unzipped it slowly, and the memories came rushing back. The desert heat. The sting of gunpowder. The long nights, waiting in silence, watching through her scope. Inside was her old gear, her camouflage jacket, combat knife, and her prized sniper rifle, still polished, still perfect. She ran her hand along the barrel, whispering to herself, "I never thought I'd need you again." But tonight, she did. The roar of engines shattered the stillness of the night. Emily, already awake, watched from her darkened window as two trucks pulled onto her property. Rick and his crew spilled out, carrying bats and spray paint, laughing as though it was all a game. "Let's burn this place down," one of them yelled. Emily's heart clenched, not from fear, but from fury. She checked on Lily, who was fast asleep, then slipped outside into the shadows. She moved silently, her steps precise, her breathing controlled. The soldier in her had returned. She slashed their tires in seconds, then set traps near the barn. A rake tied with wire snapped upward, startling one of the boys so badly he screamed. Rick barked, "Shut up! It's just a stupid farmer." Then came the voice. Cold. Calm. Unshakable. "You should have stayed home." The boys froze, spinning in circles. They couldn't see her, but she saw them. She saw everything. A shot rang out. The bat flew from one boy's hand, splintering into pieces. Another shot shattered the bottle of gasoline before it could hit the barn. Glass rained down, and silence fell. Rick's bravado cracked. His voice trembled. "Who the hell are you?" Emily stepped into the dim light, rifle slung across her shoulder, eyes locked on him. "I'm the last person you ever want to cross." The boys panicked. "She's nuts," one screamed. "Let's get out of here." But when they rushed back to their trucks, they found nothing but shredded tires and cut wires. "You're not going anywhere," Emily said, her voice razor-sharp. Rick tried to bluff, puffing his chest. "You can't scare us. You're just some single mom." Emily's gaze didn't waver. "I was a Green Beret sniper. I've taken shots you can't even imagine. Do you really think you matter more than a target 900 meters away?" The color drained from Rick's face. His friends began to cry out, begging, "Please, we didn't know. We're sorry." Emily raised her rifle, not at them, but at the ground near Rick's feet. The dirt exploded, and he stumbled back, shaking. "Here's what's going to happen," Emily said. "You're going to walk out of here. You're going to tell everyone what you tried to do. And you're never, ever going to come near my family again. Because next time, I won't miss." The boys didn't wait for another word. They fled into the night, leaving behind their pride, their trucks, and their arrogance. By dawn, Sheriff Dobson was at the farm, questioning Emily. The boys had gone home terrified, babbling about the sniper mom. "Emily," the sheriff said, scratching his head, "I think you might have scared them straight." Emily's eyes hardened. "I didn't scare them. I taught them a lesson. And if they ever come back, I'll finish it." Word spread fast through town. The quiet farm lady was no longer seen as weak. She was a force to be reckoned with. But Emily didn't care about the gossip. She cared about Lily. That morning, Lily climbed into her lap, eyes wide. "Mommy, did you make the bad guys go away?" Emily kissed her hair, hugging her tight. "Yes, sweetheart. They'll never bother us again." Lily whispered, "You're my hero." Emily smiled softly, though her eyes carried the weight of all she had endured. I'm not a hero. I'm just your mom. And that's the only job that matters now. The Carter farm returned to peace. The crops grew. The chickens clucked. The sun rose each morning without the shadow of fear. And though the world never learned the full story of Emily Carter, the quiet single mom, she didn't need recognition. She had protected what mattered most. Her farm. Her peace. Her daughter. And anyone who dared threaten that again would quickly discover. A sniper never forgets how to aim.